Let's bring in the business news and get a sense of what's been going on, starting with China's Lunar New Year holiday in full swing. The 8-day holiday begins officially tomorrow. Solange Majan is here. Solange, talk us through. This is a big moment in the Far East.
It is. What makes this festival so significant is that it is the busiest travel period in migration, actually, in the world, with a record 9 billion domestic trips that are expected. But it remains to be seen if all of this frenzy will give a much-needed economic bump to China. For currently, consumer prices there continue to fall. In January, they fell at the fastest pace in 15 years. And on Thursday, data showed that for the fourth consecutive month, there's been a decline. So travel and spending over the holiday could give a much-needed bright spot in the otherwise gloomy economy. Our correspondent Yenna Li and Jasmine Ling have this report for you.
Making memories in the city known as China's winter wonderland. Harbin, where temperatures can drop to minus 30 degrees Celsius, has become more popular than ever. According to the latest numbers, the northern city's annual ice festival raked in 5 times more visitors than last year.
Maybe it's because people didn't have much fun in recent years. Now they have the chance to spend money.
I heard that Harbin really made efforts with the decorations this year. I'm from this province, so I often come here to visit.
Traveling, but not too far from home, and sometimes in the most frugal ways possible. Online, the term city walk has gone viral, with some tourists looking for slow, immersive experiences. Others prefer what's known as special forces tourism, trying to squeeze in as many places as possible in the least amount of time. In Beijing, guide Li Peijie offers a simplified version of group tourism. He drops clients off at scenic spots and picks them up a few hours later, leaving them to roam around on their own. Today, his travel agency is taking some 300 people to the Great Wall of China.
Travel agencies are surely going to be doing more of this so-called free time or no mandatory shopping experiences, like what we're doing now, because the feedback of the tourists is really positive.
Whatever the format, domestic tourism has bounced back since COVID-19. The hospitality industry stands out in the country's otherwise sluggish economy. Chinese consumers have been turning their backs on large investments such as homes, focusing instead on short trips and eating out.
Now for the markets. Here in Europe, it is a mixed bag today. This comes as investors are digesting a slew of new corporate earnings reports. In Paris, stocks were slightly down. This, for example, after L'Oréal shares fell by more than 7% following a lower than expected sales report. Both the London FTSE and the Frankfurt DAX were slightly up this afternoon. Now to another French giant, Hermes. It is having a good quarter. Its shares hit a record high today, and in its fourth quarter report, the luxury goods brand announced that its quarterly sales of 3.36 billion euros, while they outpaced its competitors. But that does not mean that Birkin bags are going to suddenly become cheaper. Hermes plans to raise its prices between 8 and 9% this year. Moving on now to some tech news. Google has just launched a new app to try and remain a top player in the artificial intelligence race. It has decided to rebrand its chatbot with a new name, Gemini. Now, it hopes to monetize this boosted technology that replaces its previous bot, Bard. While there is a basic free version of Gemini, Google is selling a more advanced app subscription as well. Yet, as Antonia Kerrigan explains to us, the app could potentially compete with Google's own and much-used search engine.
Out with Bard, in with Gemini, Google's new AI app. In their ads, they're making big promises: conversational, multimodal and helpful support in the everyday.
You can take a picture of your flat tire and ask for instructions, generate a custom image for your dinner party invitation, or ask for help in writing a difficult text message. It's an important first step in building a true AI assistant.
It's the latest installment in the artificial intelligence race. After Microsoft-backed OpenAI launched ChatGPT in late 2022, the technology allowed Microsoft to take its Bing chatbot live. Google launched Bard soon after, but was widely described as playing catch-up in a race where Microsoft was ahead. The new Gemini app, though, is part of Google's wider AI project and is powered by technology they claim now outperforms its competitors on most key metrics and can even outthink the smartest people. Gemini Advanced, powered by Gemini Ultra 1.0, will cost users $20 a month. The search engine remains Google's forte and allows it access to mountains of data, which is a technical advantage in this race. But the tech giant may be wary of artificial intelligence services killing the search engine. So far launched only in the US, Gemini's new app will be available in Asia-Pacific countries next week. The European rollout remains to be seen as Google wrestles with EU regulations on artificial intelligence.
And finally, for me, another festive moment, much like the Chinese Lunar New Year, and one with a big economic boost too. Frenzy in the United States is in full swing for Sunday's Super Bowl in Las Vegas, with the average seat price going for a whopping $10,000. Only a select few can afford to be at the games, but some 200 million adults are expected to watch in bars and at home and to watch on television. According to the National Retail Federation, Americans are expected to spend $17.3 billion in match festivities. That is $86 per person at the oh-so-many Super Bowl parties across the United States.
Solange, very quick question. Have a guess how much the tickets cost when they first opened the Super Bowl in 1967?
I'd love to know. Do you know?
$10.
No,
Yeah,
wow.
really. Now, $10,000 a ticket.
Yeah.
Incredible.